Have you ever seen Shark Tank or Dragon's Den and ever wondered to yourself, how do they know how much to invest? How do they even know if this is a good deal or not? So when you watch these shows, they always want to know a few things. One, how much money is it making? What are their sales and how long did it take to make that much revenue? And what's the profit on their revenue? What is revenue exactly? Let's say you're buying a shirt and you see the price tag on the shirt. Whatever you pay on that figure is revenue. Profit, on the other hand, means you're going to take your revenue or your sales and deduct all of your expenses that relate to that product or service. Revenue and profit are some pretty important indicators to see how well a company is actually doing. You might have a company that's doing, let's say, $1 million in revenue, and that sounds amazing. But then once you start asking, well, what's your profit on that $1 million? If they come back saying $10,000, well, that's not very good. So you might assess that a company making $1 million but only has $10,000 profit, not a good company to invest in because they're not really making that much money out of all of their sales. If you have a company that makes $1 million in revenue and their profit is about $800,000, well, that's a really good company because the amount of expenses that they have in order to operate and generate that income is not that much compared to a company that only has a profit of $10,000. So when you see Mark Cuban or Kevin O'Leary making an offer and they say, I'll give you $100,000 for 20% of your company, what are they actually thinking? What they're calculating in their head that you don't technically get to see is when they say $100,000 for 20%, they automatically assume that the business is worth about $500,000. Now, the easiest way to figure that out is 1 divided by 20% is 5. That means they think that the multiple on this company is 5 times. Now, why would someone like Kevin O'Leary want to invest in a $500,000 company if he himself is a multi-millionaire? It's pretty simple. He's an investor, he's trying to make money, which he's not shy about saying. But what does that mean for the kind of money that he would make? Let's take the example of a company that he thinks is worth $500,000. He might be thinking that with his brand equity and his expertise, he may be able to take this $500,000 company and make it worth $3 million in a couple of years. Now, if you think about it, 20% for a $3 million company is now worth about $600,000. So he basically made $500,000 extra on his $100,000 investment. That's pretty good returns. Of course, investing in general, whether it's the stock market or whether it's in private companies like this, there's always a risk. Maybe his brand equity doesn't work. Maybe his expertise won't help this business. But if he's any good at what he does and he thinks he can make a company worth way more in the future, he's probably going to try and invest in that. I want to share a secret with you that the general public wouldn't necessarily know. These sharks or these dragon investors, they basically take face value of whatever these companies are saying and they make an offer and those individuals can either accept or reject those offers. But in reality, that doesn't happen because what you don't see is that after they make an offer and if it's accepted, these dragons or sharks then do their due diligence. They're trying to see if the company is legit. They're gonna look at their books, look at the operations, and see if the company is actually worth investing. And what the shows don't talk about is that after due diligence, which they don't show on TV, a lot of these deals don't actually go through. In the real world, if you want to invest in a company, you're not going to put the offer in first. You're going to first do research on the company, and then if you want to actually go ahead and invest, you're going to do your due diligence first. Because if you find out that you don't want to invest in this company, there's no point in putting in an offer. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video really informative, that's amazing. If you could please give me a like as well as subscribe for future videos, that would be amazing.